Hi, I'm Kayla with Kayla's Cricut Creations, and I'm working with Creative Fabrica on their Marvelous Makers Mom campaign. This is a way to celebrate all those creative moms in honor of Mother's Day. My favorite part about being a mom and a crafter is I can make crafts for any occasion. I actually wasn't a big crafter before I had kids, but the last several years it has become a passion of mine. Today I'm going to be creating a custom Mother's Day t-shirt with matching shirts for my kids. I'll be using Siser Easycolor Dtv. Dtv means direct to vinyl. This vinyl is so fun because you can add colors into your designs using print and cut. First I'll show you what supplies I'm using, then we'll get into the tutorial. I'm really excited for this tutorial because I will be using the Siser Juliet cutting machine. The other materials I'm using for this project are t-shirts for me and my kids. I'll be using Siser Easycolor Dtv. This is a white printable material that is compatible with an inkjet printer. You'll want to print on the white side. The grayish color is the back of the material. You can use this with light and dark fabrics, and it's compatible with cotton, polyester, and cotton poly blends. I'll be using the mask as well. This will just make it super easy to transfer your printed image onto your shirts. You'll need a weeding tool and a squeegee for this. You'll also need some type of heat press. I'll be using the Cricut Easy Press 2 in today's video. Here's a quick look at the Juliet machine. This is a 12-inch vinyl cutter from Siser. This machine can handle fine details, and it can cut a variety of materials such as stickers, cardstock, craft foam, fabric, and more. Let's turn it on. Here's the power cord. You plug it into the back of the machine, then plug it into the wall. It also comes with a USB cord. You can plug it into the back as well, like I'm doing here, but I ended up not using it. I prefer to connect my machine to my computer using Wi-Fi. Now let's power it on. It has a really nice touchscreen directly on the machine that you can do a lot with. Now I'm ready to add my blade to the machine. It comes with a 45 and 60 degree blade. I'll be using the 45 degree, which is the one with the red cap. I remove the cap, then place the blade in the housing. You can adjust the blade with the upper silver screw. I liked where my blade was at. You want it to be about a credit card's width, so I twisted the inner gold screw to lock it in place. Now I'm ready to add it to the tool holder. I loosen the knob and place it in. You want the clip over that red band, then you can turn the knob clockwise to tighten it. Now we have everything ready, so I can show you how I grab my designs. To put my designs together, I'm going to be using Creative Fabrica Studio. I will click on Start Designing. Then I'm going to select Add New Design. They give you standard sizes that you can choose from, or you can go in and select your own. I'm going to click on A4 document and click on inches. My sheet of paper is 8.5 by 11 inches, so I think I'll just come in here and add the 0.5. This is on the orientation that I want it to be, so I will select Create New Design. Creative Fabrica Studio is so awesome. It is just the ultimate design tool. It has thousands of templates and graphics. If I click on graphics, you can see all of these really beautiful images. You can also go in and search for what you're looking for. There's text, elements, we have photos, backgrounds, patterns. The possibilities are just endless with this, and if you're struggling to find something that you're looking for, you can even go up to Spark AI. You can get really descriptive in here with what you're looking for and see what AI comes up with. There's also templates in here if you don't feel like starting from scratch when you're designing. You just have tons of options to explore, experiment with. You can create really cool designs. And not only that, you can upload your own SVGs, PNGs, and different images as well. I'm going to be doing that for this project. I'm going to grab an image from Creative Fabrica and pull it into Studio. I'm over on Creative Fabrica's website, and for my design, I'm going to be searching for birth month flowers. You probably know your birthstone, which is the gemstone assigned to your birthday month, but did you know every month has a flower assigned to it as well? So I just recently found that out, and in this video I'm going to grab my kids' birthday flowers and I'm going to have their names in cursive underneath it. The names are supposed to look like the roots of the flowers. I've seen different variations of this project done and I just think it's so beautiful, so I'm excited to create this today. Here's some of the options that came up, and there is just tons and tons to choose from. There's some really pretty images in here. With Creative Fabrica's All Access subscription, you get access to all of these, as well as unlimited access to Studio. All of these SVGs, PNGs, and everything you create in Studio has a personal and a commercial license as well, so you can really get everything you need all in one place, which is really cool. This is the PNG bundle that I decided to go with. Here's all of the flowers. This specific bundle doesn't have the months underneath the flowers, but it's in order on here. So this will be January, then February, and so on. My kids' birthdays are February, March, and September. So February is a violet or iris, March is a daffodil, and September is an aster or morning glory. You'll want to click on uploads. I've already uploaded them, but I'll show you how I do this. I'll click upload files. Here it is under my downloads. It does mix up the flowers, so you'll want to make sure you have the correct month. And you can select all three at the same time. So if I'm going to upload these, I can click on all three. Then I can just click open. I'm not going to do that because I already have it in here. Now all you have to do is drag these in here. I'm going to put these in birth order for my kids. So the first one is my son Josh, then I have my daughter Quinn, and then my youngest is Emmy. I'm just going to size these where it fits onto this sheet of paper. I want to try to make the flowers about the same size. Something that's really helpful too is it will show up with dashed lines to help you know if it's centered. So right there you can see that this flower is centered with the other two. Now I'm going to add my kids' names in here. I'll go over to text. I'll click add text field. And I want it to be a script font because that cursive makes it kind of look like roots. I think I'm going to try this one, and let me type in my son's name and see how that looks. That looks good. I'm just going to make this a little bit bigger and I'm going to turn it. I want to make the font the same for the other two. An easy way to do this is hit Command D on your keyboard and you can duplicate it. Now I'm going to double click and type in Quinn. I'll duplicate it again and type in Emmy. I might write my son's full name just so that it matches up with their names a little bit better. I want to put the font somewhat close to the stems, so that's looking pretty good. I forgot to mention this is going to be my shirt, and for my kids' shirts it's going to have their individual flower on it, but I thought it would be really cute at the top to say raising wildflowers, and then for my kids' shirts to say wildflower underneath it. I'm going to grab another text, but I'm going to do a different font, I think. I'm going to try Great Vibes, and I'm going to type in raising wildflowers. That looks good. I'm just going to make it a little bit bigger. Okay, I think that looks great. I'm going to save this. To save it, I'll click on share. I don't want it to have a white background, and what's really cool is you can remove the background, so I'll do that before I save it, and then it just gives me the option to save it as a PNG, which is perfect. Now what I'm going to do is just copy this first flower. I hit Command C on my keyboard, and I am going to go to Add New Design. I'm going to paste it. Then I am going to click on my text again and find that same Great Vibes text. And I'm just going to type in wildflower. I'm just going to make it fit the page here. I think this looks great. I'm going to save this like I did the last one, and I will also make the other two. I'll just switch out the flowers. Okay, I have all of these done. You can see the little preview here, and they're so cool looking. So now I'm going to go over to Studio's website. I'm in Leonardo Design Studio, and this is where I'm going to upload the designs to send it to the Siser Juliet. I'll go down to Design at the bottom left. Then I'm going to go up to File and click Open. I'm just going to upload the first one. The first option coming up is Print and Cut, and that's what we want, so I'll keep that selected. Then I'll select Next. It gives you a few other options. I am just going to leave all of that, and I'll select Next again. With this material I'm using, it is a little trickier when you have more intricate designs like this, so I am going to adjust this a little bit. For my contour area, I'm going to bring it all the way down. I want as much of it to be contoured as possible. These blue lines in here, I believe, are the cut lines. And for the smoothing level, I'm actually going to bring it all the way up. I think that'll help with those intricate lines a little bit. Then I'll click Next. What's really cool is you can create an offset in here. If for some reason this isn't going to cut very well, I can use this offset. But I'm going to give it a try like this. I'll select Finished. Now what I'm going to do is bring this to the very top. As you can see, it's red, so I need to move it down a little bit. I'm going to bring it over. I just want to make this design as big as I possibly can make it. Okay, so now what I can do is just make it bigger. I think that's the largest size I can make this. I'm ready to send this to my printer, so I will click at the top right, Send Design. I'll select Send. On the left, it says Print Artwork, and here it says Cutting Contours. So what we want to do first is print it off. On my right, I already have my printer set up. I'm using an Epson Workforce. When I cut this out, I'm actually going to be using a cutting mat, so I am going to select Cutting Mat. Then I can just click Send to Printer. It'll pull this up so I can choose my options. I do want to switch my quality to best. I recommend always doing that. And now I can just select Print. You'll want to know which way your printer will print your material. I have to place the white side that I want to print on down. Now I'm ready to add it to the mat. For the Siser cutting machine, you need to place it in the bottom left corner. For my cut setting, the sheet that came with the material does say the force, speed, and offset to set it to, and you can adjust that on the screen. However, I didn't see that when I first started making this, and I set it to glitter HTV, and it worked perfectly, so that's the setting I ended up using. Load this into the machine. You'll line your mat up with the gray arrows. Then press the arrow on the touchscreen to load it in. Then you're going to line up your mat yourself. What you want to do is place that blade in between that little arrow and registration line. Now that it's printed, I'll click on Cutting Contours. Over here, I'll select Send to Cutter, and it just wants to confirm. It says ensure your machine is ready, and I'll select Yes. The machine will start reading the registration line, and it has a little window on the screen that shows exactly what it's doing, which is pretty cool. This design is very intricate, which can make it tricky with this type of material, but the machine did a great job cutting it out. Once it's done, use the arrow to unload the mat, and then I just like to bend the mat backwards to take the paper off. I've uploaded my other 3 designs the exact same way as the first one. I made the first 2 about the same size, but the last one is going on a 2 t-shirt, so you can see the inches on the bottom here. It's about 4.5 inches. Now I'll go print these the exact same way. Once these are printed, I will follow the exact same process of loading the mat and having the Siser cut it out. Next, I want to cut out those registration lines. Then I take my weeding tool and weed out all of the excess vinyl. Like I said, this is a very intricate design, so you just have to be very patient with this. Sometimes it wants to pick up a little bit. It helps to cut away that excess as you're going as well. Then I go in and weed out those little pieces in the letters and flowers as well. Now I'm ready to add my mask. I cut it down to fit the size of my design. Remove the backing, then place that clear mask over my design. A piece of the E kind of picked up and it wasn't on there correctly, but I just easily removed that mask and fixed it before I pressed the whole thing down with my squeegee. I follow the exact same process for the other 3 designs. On the material instructions, it shows you the temperature and time for the Cricut Easy Press, which is super nice. So I set it to 340 degrees for 25 seconds. I place my t-shirt on the Cricut Easy Press mat and then I preheat the shirt. I like to do this for about 5 seconds. I placed down my t-shirt alignment tool. This shirt was folded in the store and there was a line going directly down the center, which was nice. Then I removed that gray DTV backing and the vinyl stuck down to the mask really well. It does help to remove it at an angle. I fold the mask to find the center, then place it on the t-shirt. Place a Teflon sheet on top, then put my Easy Press over that, and I let it run down for the full 25 seconds. Then remove the mask. It is a hot peel, but I find it easier to let it cool down just a little bit before you remove it. You just get the most vibrant colors from this. It is so cool. Also, for some washing instructions, wait at least 24 hours before the first wash, and machine wash cold and tumble dry low. Here's how the matching shirts turn out. They were so much fun to put together. Definitely check out Creative Fabrica Studio. It just has so many cool opportunities for designing. I'll make sure to put a link for Studio in my description box. Also, I just hope you all have a wonderful Mother's Day.